Hello and welcome back to Heritage House. My name's Jasmine and I'm so glad you're here with me this week. I'm going to be making a chicken pot pie with sourdough pie crust, which I love the flexibility of and how it breaks up the recipe. That's something you can do with regular pie crust, but you tend to lean into that stuff more when you're doing sourdough. So it breaks up the recipe so you're not doing everything in one day. You can do it ahead. It's awesome. And then we're going to be making some burritos. So let's go ahead and jump in. So here I'm starting the pie crust. You can really use any pie crust recipe and just factor in the liquid of your starter, or you can use a sourdough specific pie crust recipe. And if you don't know what a sourdough starter is, it's just water and flour that's been fermented. So you can get freeze-dried starter and reconstitute it, rehydrate it. It takes about 5 days, and then after about 2 weeks, it's really mature and you can start cooking with it. Or you can make them yourself and just use water and flour and let it ferment, and you're feeding it every day, either both of those ways until it becomes ready to use. I'm probably gonna do a video on that sometime if that would be something you guys would be interested in. Let me know. So just pie crust. So you got flour, butter, salt, and then I'm adding in the sourdough starter here. And this is going to sit for 2 days in the fridge after I get it mixed up. So it can do its fermentation, break down the gluten, and just be a much, much more healthy version of pie crust. So it's just an awesome, awesome level up to your traditional pie crust. And I really like how when you do pie or when you do sourdough, you really lean into time, letting things sit, and it's just a great rhythm because you put things in your fridge for a couple days that you usually wouldn't, and it just helps to break things up and turns into a really great rhythm. I love it. So I'm making these into discs and separating them. If you're making pies, if you make your bottom crust a little bit more dough, it works out really, really well because you need more dough on the bottom than you do the top. So I cut these a little different. So now I am making a dinner, burritos for dinner. I really have come to decide I like toppings and veggies and all the things, but you can go pretty wild when it comes to burrito toppings or taco toppings. And I've really dialed it down to I like onions and cilantro. And then because, your salsa has tomatoes, as far as fresh things go, fresh toppings, because you've got tomatoes in the salsa, you've got cheese, those things. So as far as fresh vegetable toppings go, I just love cilantro and onion to keep it simple and so good. So with this one, I made a homemade taco seasoning, super simple if you don't know how to do that. It's chili powder, cumin, parsley, onion powder, garlic powder. You can do pepper, of course, salt, and Really, really simple if you don't have packs or if you just want to make your own with your own spices. So it's a very simple thing. And these were delicious and had some chips on the side, and they were awesome. I have really come to value slowing down. Our society, our culture really values hustle and hurry and just cramming as much as you can in. But I think we're really learning that that is not sustainable. It's not healthy for us, for our families, for our nervous systems. It's certainly not healthy for little children. Small children, I just do not feel like they should be rushed around, all that stuff. We have seasons of life when we're older like that, but as much as we can avoid adding that in when kids are little is so, so valuable, I believe. And as adults, we don't need we don't need it either. Things that are convenient and quick often are lacking value and quality. And so if we just slow down and take time to put heart into things, to put value and quality into things, it really makes all the difference in the long run, in our health, in our um, just the way we feel overall in the atmosphere of our home. It makes a huge, huge difference. We can all feel it in our core. And I know a lot of us are craving that. We're craving real. We're craving slowed down. And you can be productive. You can be very, very productive without having to be fast, without having to be super fast and super convenient. If you look back at the architecture back in the day and the carvings and the things that were done by hand, buildings that last 200, 300, some even thousands of years, things were carved by hand. So often I think we think fast is better, convenient is better. And I think a lot of times in our quickness and our fastness, we have just valued efficiency rather than quality. And I'm all for efficiency, but when we lose quality, when we lose integrity, when we lose when we're just valuing the bottom line rather than the health of people, the health of our family, that's when it becomes a really big problem. And I think we've gone too far on that in our culture. So here I am finishing up the pot pie, rolled out the crust, made the filling, just a simple roux with the onions and the vegetables and some milk. I added in just regular mixed vegetables. You can add you could do different sauteed vegetables if you wanted to kind of get rid of some stuff you had in your fridge. Doesn't have to be anything specific. I love pot pies in that way. You can be flexible with it. But my favorite is definitely the classic mixed vegetable with some sauteed onions in there. And celery is really great too, but I did not put celery in this one. Well, I hope you enjoyed this time with me this week. If you have not tried to make sourdough pie crust, I definitely recommend it. And please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts about this video, how you're liking the videos. There's my little helper. And I would love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it and like, and I'll see you next week.